Good morning all. This is Mrs. Dharni, Assistant Professor of Chemistry from Nehru Institute of Engineering and Technology. Today we are going to see an important experiment, that is conductometric titration of strong acid versus strong base. In this we are going to find out the amount of an solution by using an electrical experiment. Electrical experiments is nothing but where we are going to use an electrical meter like your conductivity meter, potentiometer, pH meter and your UV spectrometers. Like these kind of electrical meters is used to determine the amount of any particular solution. This is especially used to determine the solutions with decinormal solutions. The solutions which is containing an decinormal kind of strengths can be identified by using this kind of electrical experiments. So before going into the experiment, first we can see what are all the apparatuses required. So this is the digital conductivity meter and this is the conductivity cell with cell constant 1, and we require a burette, a pipette and beaker and the solutions which has to be determined for analyzing the amount of a particular solution. Here we are going to find out the amount of unknown HCl solution using a standard sodium hydroxide solution. So before starting the experiment, all the apparatus should be washed with the distilled water, because that solution alone will cleanse all the unwanted impurities which is present in the apparatus. So we are cleansing it with your distilled water. All the apparatus are washed well with the distilled water. So why we are using this electrical experiment? So as I told you, this experiment is used to find out the amount of any particular solution which is having the decinormal strength. So here the main principle of this conductivity meter, using this conductivity meter, is in normal volumetric analysis we can find out the amount of any particular solution which is at higher concentrations, but using this electrical experiment, mainly your conductivity meter, the conductance of any electrolytic solutions can be detected by using this conductivity cell, and it can be measured in this conductivity meter. So from that conductance you can find out the amount of HCl, because when you see the principle of this conductivity, that is conductivity meter, that is your conductometric titrations, all the kind of electrolytic solutions will contain an ions which have the capacity of conducting the electricity. So that conductance of those particular ions present inside the solutions is measured as a conductance in the conductivity cell. So while undergoing the normal titrations, you can find out the conductance changes depending upon the number of ions present inside the solution. The conductance will get varied. From the variation in the conductance during the titrations, we can find out the amount of that particular solution by plotting a graph between the volume of the burette solution and the conductance which is measured. So now coming to the experiment, I have filled the burette filled with standard sodium hydroxide solution, and we have pipetted out unknown hydrochloric acid solution in the beaker, and we have placed the conductivity cell which is connected to the conductivity meter. Now we are going to place the glass rod which is used as a stirrer. So now as you see this electrical meter, okay, the conductivity meter, first we will be having the initial conductance of this particular solution. So this conductance shows that the number of ions present inside the solutions will give you this much conductance. So it has to be noted first. Okay, the first, it is nothing but we haven't added the burette solution at the initial stage. At zero level of the burette solution, the conductance of this unknown solution is noted over here. From this meter we have to note it down. Then we have to add 1 ml of the burette solution. Exact 1 ml of the burette solution to be added to the unknown solution, and it has to be stirred well. So now you can observe there will be a decrease in the conductance. We can observe a decrease in the conductance because of the number of ions which is present inside the solution, the changes in the number of ions which is present inside the solution. So now similarly we have to continue the titration by adding 1 ml of the burette solution, that is a standard solution, to the unknown solution. so that the conductance of this solution will go on decreases. So each addition of the burette solution, that is sodium hydroxide to the HCl solution, and the conductance which is observed here should be measured constantly with the 111 ml differences. So from this, by noting down the values of the conductance and the volume of the sodium hydroxide which is added to the hydrochloric acid solutions, you can observe the changes in the conductance. So when you see the determination of the acid versus base, you can note down that when you observe the conductance of this hydrochloric acid solution, initially it will be higher because of the H plus ions, the concentration of H plus ions which is present inside the solution will be higher. So the conductance measured over here in the conductivity meter will also be higher. But when you start titrating with the sodium hydroxide solution, the conductance of this hydrochloric acid solution, that is unknown solution, will go on decreasing because the H plus ions which is present inside the solution will be replaced by the slow moving sodium ions which is present inside the burette solution, that is the strong base solution. Because as you see your H plus ion, it is a small ion which will be a fast moving ion, so the conductance of this HCl solution will be higher. But when it is replaced, okay, during the addition of the sodium hydroxide, that is during the titration of the sodium hydroxide versus the HCl, the fast moving H plus ions will be replaced by the slow moving Na plus ions, so that the conductance will go on decreasing. So as when we continue the volumetric titration, that is electrical titration between the strong acid and a strong base, that is sodium hydroxide and the HCl solution, the conductance will get decreases when the reaction reaches its end point, that is HCl and sodium hydroxide reaction reaches its end point. The conductance will immediately get increased. The conductance which is measured over here will get immediately increased because all the H plus ions, slow moving H plus ions, will be replaced by. Okay. So this is the reaction which is taking place during the conductometric titration of a strong acid and a strong base. The strong acid which we have used is hydrochloric acid, strong base is sodium hydroxide. When hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide is titrated, the resulting product will be the sodium hydrochloride and the water molecules. So as I have told you, during your conductometric titration, we have to measure the conductance of the unknown solution, conductance of the unknown hydrochloric acid solution while addition of each sodium hydroxide, 1 ml of the sodium hydroxide solutions. So while adding your initial stage, we have to note down one conductance, and adding the next 1 ml, we have to note down the other conductance value. So we can observe and decreasing values of the conductance in this tabular column. So we have to note down the values in the tabular column. While we plot the graph between the volume of sodium hydroxide taken in the x-axis and the conductance in the y-axis, we will be getting the graph like this. So this is the graph line which indicates the decrease in the conductance while the hydrochloric acid and the sodium hydroxide is getting reacted during your titration. So this shows that the conductance of the hydrochloric acid is getting decreased because of the replacement of the fast moving H plus ions by the replacement of your slow moving sodium ions. Then after the reaction getting completed, when it reaches the end point, that is after the utilization of this HCl and sodium hydroxide, only this NaCl will be present. In that case, the conductance will start increasing. So this increase in the conductance will show you that the reaction has been completed, that is this neutralization has been completed. So after that, we have to take around 5 to 10 readings to get an exact graph to plot it and to find out the exact end point. So from this intersection point, you can find out the end point of the reaction. So from this end point, you can undergo this calculation. By doing this calculation, you can find out the amount of the HCl solution. So coming to the calculation part, the volume of HCl taken in the pipette solution, that is your pipette solution is 20 ml. The strength of HCl solution, we have to find it out from the calculation, and volume of sodium hydroxide is from the end point which is obtained from the graph, and the strength of sodium hydroxide. The strength of the sodium hydroxide is already known. For example, if we are taking it as the strength as 0.1 n, we can mention this is a standard sodium hydroxide strength which is already known. So according to the law of volumetric analysis, V1 N1 is equal to V2 N2. So we have to calculate the strength of the HCl, that is N1. So N1 is equal to V2 N2 divided by V1. So V2 is the endpoint which is obtained from the graph. So we have to substitute over here. N2 will be the strength of the sodium hydroxide, that is a standard solution strength, that is 0.1 N. This strength may get varied depending upon the solution which we are using it. Divided by V1 is the volume of HCl taken 20. So from this calculation we can get the strength of HCl. From this strength of the HCl we can calculate the amount of HCl by multiplying with the equivalent weight of the HCl. The equivalent weight of the HCl is 36.45 into the strength will give you the amount of the HCl present in the whole of the given solution.